Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today. I'm walking on the peninsula in Newport. Absolutely a beautiful day. And there's so much to cover. There is a huge retirement shortfall that we've never seen in our lifetime. Plus, I'm going to cover real estate, plus all this news that people sent me. It's absolutely amazing. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget we have an email list that you can sign up for. And if you want more exclusive content, there's Patreon right now, guys. First things first. Okay. The retirement shortfall. In 2019, Boston University did a study before the health crisis that there was almost a $4 trillion, with a T, shortfall on our retirement. And we were going to see massive problems with our aging population. Being one of these people that on the sunny side of the slope, we've got problems with retirement that we've never seen before. Now, throw in the health crisis, throw in the fact that, how about this statistic? Did you know half the people that work out there do not have a structured retirement program? That's crazy when you think about that. So with that, you've got major problems. And then you look at inflation, and inflation is just destroying things right now in the economy. And so add that up to the problem with the lack of a retirement program, to say the least, and it leads to chaos. So in this year, think about this. There was almost $3 trillion lost in people's retirements in the year 2022 already. That is nuts right now. That is absolutely insane. And you can say, oh, Dan, the stock market's coming back. Everything's great. It's going to be fantastic. Okay? No, it's not. Now, here's the thing. We live differently than we did, let's say, the 1920s. When we had the Great Depression, the average old person, basically, you'd save some money, you'd pay your house off, and you'd work as long as you wanted to, okay? And then the retirement there was no retirement programs out there. You just worked. And then, Grandpa Joe moved in with his kids, or, he would drop dead. It was that simple. Well, throw in the Depression. And Franklin Roosevelt came out with, Social Security. And the idea was to give people a boost, give them a little extra money. And nobody uses it for that. A lot of people live on that with our aging population, and that is in trouble. And again, we've heard that Social Security will be around to 2035, then 2034, now 2030, now back to 2034. Okay, regardless, guys, it's an absolute mess right now because we don't have these things properly funded. And if you think about our leadership right now, you're doomed. We are all doomed right now when it comes to our fiscal responsibility. They just passed that massive tax bill on all of us, and it's going to destroy the quality of life for so many people. Okay? Whether you believe that or not, look at the numbers. Okay? Now, the next thing. The amount of people that are not retirement ready is nuts. Now, not that we should all be socking money away and be retirement ready. I'm going to cut through up here so I don't get around the music that they're blasting over there. But the point is that people are not prepared for this. And, one thing I've been preaching forever since I started the channel was to pay off your bills and get out of debt. And people need to do that now more than ever because, you have to get ready for these pensions not being there. Look at GM. Look at Delphi, the company that was owned by GM. When GM went bankrupt, how instantly they got a 30% haircut off their pensions. Well, Dan, that's never going to happen again. You're never going to see problems like that. Yeah, you are. There's a lot of companies that are going out of business right now, and they're in a very precarious spot right now, and nobody wants to sit there and look at that. And look at the warnings. Look at the Michael Burrys of the world, the BlackRocks, and the latest one today, which is Michael Hartnett from Bank of America, who arguably, I can't find anything really bad about this guy. I can't find where people are saying, oh, Michael Hartnett's an imbecile. He's an idiot. Doesn't know what he's talking about. Everybody says this guy's so conservative with his projections that you have to pay attention to stuff like that. By the way, guys, I'm by the lighthouse. I'm by Newport Beach City Hall. They've got these parks out here that's just beautiful. You've got that's a big slide there that kids can go on, but you've got this huge grass area out here that you can park at. And there's a place called the Lighthouse Cafe that you can park here. You pay for parking, get access to all this stuff. It's just really cool, but surrounded by the boats and all that stuff. It's just a really, really peaceful, cool spot out here. Now, what's going to happen when the pensions start to go south and people don't have these pensions? And you look at places like CalPERS and these other, whether they're regional, in the South, there is a retirement fund in the South that has a $250 million shortfall to pay people right now. Oh, okay. It's terrible. This is something people need to get used to hearing more about right now. So that's going to happen right now. So Michael Hartnett from Bank of America says that he could see the S&P 500 drop another 20 to 30 points right now. So if it drops 20 to 30%, it's going to destroy these 401ks. And the one thing that I always tell people is, hey, look at your 401k, get some solid advice. I'm not giving you financial advice, but go out and talk to somebody as to where you should be. And again, if it's funded through your company, it's based on your company stock, have a sit down. They have to have a liaison, and don't just let HR brush you off. Sit down with these people and have a conversation as far as the financial viability of the company, because there are people that write me that have 50 grand, 100 grand, and millions of dollars in these things. And I'm like, whoa, you haven't sat down with anybody right now? But when they set up Social Security, it was designed to give people a boost. Now people are living on that. And our aging population is relying on it more and more and more and more, which is fine, okay? At some point, people just don't want to work, which I totally get. But you get to a point that you got to have an answer for this stuff. And look at the losses that people are experiencing. And it's getting, it's just starting to mount. But the thing I get a kick out of is that I get people, and I'm telling you this right now, you're going to get people that write me and tell me how great everything is right now, and there's no problem, and you don't have to worry about anything. Right, okay? So let me know what you guys are thinking about all this stuff. I really want to know. And I'm going to get some more shots of this. I'm walking by. It's just a perfect day out here. Breezy, lots of people, just really beautiful out here. One final thing with Mr. Hartnett is that they interviewed and surveyed 284 other financial analysts that have $846 billion amongst them under contract with investors. And the mood for everybody is that things are going south and that people need to protect themselves right now. Absolutely crazy. And it's completely turning in a completely different direction. Now, Peter Bachvar, who's that? He is a financial analyst that said that the economy is going south and spreading to different industries. He's seen it in financial. He's seen it in construction. He's seen it in manufacturing. He's seen it in imports. He's seen it in service companies. And that is destroying the economy, and that we haven't seen anything yet. Again, guys, I'm one of the people that used to hate, I've told you this 1,000 times, I hate the stories of the Depression. I thought it was ridiculous. I'm here, you had to go without. Okay? You had to wait in line to get bread. It was terrible, okay? Guys, look at these stories of the Depression, because you're going to see this again and again and again right now, because what we're heading into and what Jamie Dimon and Mr. Hartnett and Mr. Bachvar now is saying is that this is getting much worse, and nobody wants to look at that. Now, the subscriber of the day is Dawn from Ohio, who sent me something that got moved to the front of the stack. And this, like I sent to her, is absolutely solid gold. there is a home builder, Schumacher Homes. Haven't heard of them either, guys. But Schumacher Homes did something that is absolutely crazy. And that is, they have a special right now in their financing to buy one of the new Schumacher homes in Ohio right now. So regular interest rate right now, listen to this, 5.75%. Okay? Oh, that's a lot, Dan. Okay? So you can buy one of the new homes, but for the first year, you can get bought down interest rates. They will buy down the interest rate for you to get you into one of these luxurious homes. They're beautiful. They're really nice. Speaking of luxury, look at this freaking boat. You got the hay, man. Look at that. Okay, that's kind of nice. Okay. So, first things first, when it comes to Schumacher Homes, your first year payment locked in at 2.75%. Isn't that awesome? 2.75% for a brand new home. Okay. Second year, it's 3.75%. Third year, it's 4.75%. They should have put this in the ad if I would have written it, but I didn't. Sorry for pounding there on that mic. It should be after the third year, all hell will break loose. Because you go back to the current market rate. What could that be 3 years from now? The point is that we don't know what that could be right now, guys. So, but again, Don, solid gold, Don, and I mean this. Thank you, because you're going to start to see more things like this, more shenanigans like this, where they're going to give us incentives to buy these homes. Home builder sentiment is dropped. All these articles below, from CNBC to different builders, Mr. Bukvar talking about how Wells Fargo says that this is a massive decline and a massive recessionary vision for the home builders. Okay, well, guys, it's done, guys. Nobody wants to admit it. You know, there's a lot of people that rely on homes getting completed. And, you know, Scott Walters said, you need to watch this movie that I'd only seen bits and pieces of before. It was called 99 Homes. And good movie, had Andrew Garfield and Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon played the heavy in it. And, you know, who's just played a guy, a real estate agent, that he just got in the business of foreclosures and kicking people out of their homes and making money on it. But it was bad because it was so unemotional and so sick to see people at the lowest level of their financial existence to be kicked out of their homes. And unfortunately, guys, we're going to see this. Now, here's the other thing, that I didn't get this advice when I was a kid. And this leads to a second story. And right now they're talking, and there's a great article below about talk to your kids about financial advice, your grandkids too, about financial advice, and the idea of being responsible with money. I'm always floored when you have like a family, they'll have a big family with like 4 kids, and you'll have one kid that'll save, 2 that'll just be spenders, and one that was like, la la la, mom and dad pay for everything, I don't care. But we need to talk to kids about financial responsibility and financial education. It is not taught in schools right now at all, and it should be, to say the least. When I was traveling and solving, again, we talked to everybody. One of the business owners, Michael, was Jeffrey was a cool guy, and him and his wife own a few restaurants, and did a blended family. He had 3 kids, and she had 3 kids, and they got together, and 6 kids, Brady Bunch, and just, you know, working together. But we were talking about, you know, my son is the age of one of his kids. We're talking about, you know, financial responsibility and what you should do with talking to people and talking to your kids, and how some of his kids are like, hey, you know what, it's time for coffee. It's time to go out and, you know, I want to go to Dutch Brothers. I want to go here. I want to go there. And they just don't have a care in the world. Now, this guy owns a frickin' restaurant, okay? 2 restaurants, by the way. So, you know, money's there all the time. But his wife's daughter, the oldest, worked in the restaurant when it was small, when it was nothing. Then they moved to bigger locations, and she is saving her money. She bought her own car. She did all this stuff in her 20s and lives a completely different lifestyle. Now, flash forward, you know, that's how it should be, guys. You should learn financial responsibility. This should be taught in the schools, and it is not, guys. It's just not in elementary school. Now, I want to talk to you about this, is that My girlfriend runs a business that teaches lawyers to pass the bar exam. Okay, she's very good at what she does. With that, I have met a tremendous amount of lawyers. I mean, hundreds of lawyers. She's had thousands of people pass her class. So we just have a lot of lawyers around us. One lawyer is a brilliant guy who teaches and also does employment law. Okay, and he's just a really brilliant guy. But one class he teaches in law school, think about this, this is the name of the class, guys, how to run your law firm. And I'm like, really? You have that? He goes, damn, these people don't know how to rent a building, how to hold payroll taxes, what payroll taxes are. And these are gonna be lawyers. And these people have zero financial responsibility or financial acumen that they don't know what they're gonna do with their money. Oh, somebody else will take it. I'll get a secretary that'll handle the money for me because I'm just gonna make so much of it. Now, maybe, okay? But imagine not being able to understand how to lease a building, how to take care of your phone, how to, just everything from the electric bill to everything that goes into running a business. And I was fascinated by that because it was just such an education learning this from him. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think about all this. And I think that this is something that should be taught with all these kids, and it's just not. So let me know what you think about all this. Another day, another warning from the one and only Peter Schiff. And I love Peter Schiff. I just do, really do. I read a lot of his stuff. But he says that this time we're going to see a collapse unlike 2008, and it's going to be much, much worse. Okay? And talks about how the Fed can't fix it, the Fed's behind the curve. We're going to start to see defaults in real estate, which is going to destroy everything in its path. Okay? So I just love that. Okay? I'm sorry, not the destruction, but that this guy's like, this is what's going to happen. He sees that the lie about inflation, like, hey, inflation turned the corner, just like April. Peter Schiff brings up the fact that you're going to see inflation like we've never seen it in our lifetimes through the rest of the decade. That would be to 2030 if Mr. Schiff is right. Okay, now there's people typing, Mr. Schiff is an idiot, Dan. Don't you know that? He's been calling for a crash since you were a child. Okay, how about this? Want to know something crazy? I think I'm older than Peter Schiff is. Okay, so hard living in Puerto Rico for Euro Pacific Asset Management. You would think that that guy would be just tan, rested, and ready living there, but he's not. We have heard about people canceling home construction and home purchases. So much so that it's almost 10% of the purchases that go into contract get canceled. Cold feet, baby. That's what that is. Now, with the cold feet, you're starting to see experts step forward and say that housing prices are going to go down. And we're seeing things out of Yahoo Finance where they're saying easily 15%. Okay, no big deal. But then there's Compass, which Compass says that they are the largest real estate brokerage company in the country. Now, here's the thing. This is something not worth bragging about, but since 2017, Compass has lost $1.7 billion. Okay, well, there was an uptick during this time, okay? And that's crazy that they're losing all this money. Robert Refkin, the CEO of the company, is talking about how bad it is and just how we're going to see, an epic disaster in real estate, and he sees it happen in commercial, residential, and a little bit of everything right now. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Now, with these cancellations, think about this. There are more cancellations now than there was pre-health crisis, 2019. So you've got to sit there and you have to look at this stuff, guys, and you have to sit there and say, well, wait a second. Are things good or are they bad right now? Because what they are is they're precarious right now. And you are playing with fire. Now, back east, there are hot markets right now. And this is one thing I wanted to find for you guys, because you're going to tell me how great it is. Now, when Austin, Texas, which is dead right now, and people cannot sell certain houses in certain hot neighborhoods that they were 6 months ago, you've got areas in New Hampshire. Okay, I can't even remember the name of the city. It was like Kukuma or Tamuk or some crazy name. The story's below on this city in New Hampshire. But it's the hottest city, and you can get more house for your buck, and things are selling for over ask, and it's crazy. Okay, great. Here's the thing about, a hot market and a cheap house is that you have to have an infrastructure in the neighborhood. You can get a house for $12, okay? And if you don't have, water, heating, a way to eat in the neighborhood, $12 house is worthless, okay? So I'm exaggerating about the $12 house, guys. Okay, so don't write me and say there are no $12 houses, Dan, because there's not. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys, because what we're seeing is a warning of all warnings, a warning with the financial system, a warning with banking, a warning with a little bit of everything right now. And when these experts step forward, and whether you think Peter Schiff is good or not, again, I love the gold stuff, and I'm a huge fan of that. And I think you should have it in your, retirement accounts and things like that. Okay, gold stock, physical gold, physical silver, all that stuff. But you have to look at stuff like this right now and take these warnings and get yourself ready, because business is suffering right now. One of the subscribers wrote me today, and he said, Dan, I got to tell you a story about getting my windshield fixed. Had a ding in his windshield for a Honda, okay? Very common car, very inexpensive. It wasn't a Maserati, wasn't anything crazy like that. So his Honda car, he's out in Riverside County, and he's sitting there, calls, one of the big companies, Safelite or whatever the heck their name is, and it was $500. Hey, $500. And he's like, it just seems kind of high. I'm gonna pay this myself. It's not going through the insurance company. So he's calling around, find somebody out in the city of Paris, California. So guy quotes him the price. He's like, whoa, that's really cheap. So he drives over there and starts talking to the guy, and how's business, how's things going. By the way, the price he was quoted, out the door, tax, everything, was $175 to replace the windshield on that Honda car, which seemed incredibly inexpensive to me, okay? But here's the thing. The windshield guy went from doing 30 to 45 windshields a month based on seasonality, okay? The slowest months would be 30. The peak months would be 45. He's down, I'm sorry, I said a month, a day. 30 to 45 windshields a day for this guy's company. He's doing 3 to 5 a day right now. So from 30 to 45 a day down to 3 to 5 a day. Guys, are people not drive anymore? No, of course they do. What they're doing is they're saying, you know what, I can live with that cracked windshield until I get a ticket. Here in California, I don't know how it is in the rest of the country. You guys can let me know this, but the cops, a lot of times, and it's not to bash police before you guys, because I love the police, okay, is they will look for reasons to write people tickets, to pull people over because of all the shenanigans. So, you got a cracked windshield? Hey, I was just letting you know that's unsafe, and I'm going to write you a fix-it ticket, blah, blah, blah. So it's more of a pain to do these because, you got to get them signed off by a police officer. You got to get the work done. You got to do it within a time frame. It's a headache. So, but more people are resulting to that and going to that than they are to fixing things and doing maintenance. Now, another Michael, wrote me about car maintenance and how you got to look at the belts, you got to look at the oil, you got to look at everything in your car. And if you do this, it's going to make the car last longer, and it's going to save you money in the long run. And again, no one's doing that. Speaking to my mechanic, hey, are you getting routine maintenance? No, you're not. Now, with your health, think about this number, because it's sick, because I get this verified every time I go into a doctor's office. 84 to 90% of all cancer screening, pre-cancer screenings right now, are avoided right now. And I don't want to deal with it right now. I want to talk about it right now. Okay, that's ridiculous, guys. If you get cancer screening, you find out you got cancer early, the odds of getting it resolved early are multiplied by like 25, okay? So playing with fire, guys, is what's happening, but business is suffering. What else is suffering out there, guys, right now? Because I'm seeing it everywhere. People are not spending the money. They're not spending the money in restaurants. They're not spending money on auto repairs. I know a great place for used tires here in Santa Ana, California. That guy's busier than ever because people are like, how much is a new tire? 125 bucks. And okay, you know, they've got tires for 30. Okay, let's go there. Okay, that's what's happening now, more and more. So let me know what you guys think about all this. And are you seeing this? Because, again, there are a group of wealthy people out there that nothing phases them. They can do whatever they want. Okay, and they're not affected by any of this stuff, guys. So it's us common folk that are affected by this. So with that, what are you saving money on? What are you cutting back on right now? Because that's what we're seeing right here. I needed to get in the shade because it's blazing out here. Isn't this beautiful though? It's really just a cool park. You got all the kids climbing stuff. But that restaurant that we walked by, the Lighthouse Cafe, got good food. You know, it's a lot of coffee, a lot of lunch type stuff, but just reasonable and a decent place down here. And you get to look at the boats and the hot chicks on the sand. Okay. Not that I would ever notice that stuff. Share your thoughts. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. And we're hearing a lot about water shortages with Lake Mead, the Colorado River, and it's only getting worse right now. And, you know, Vegas got some rain over the weekend, and it, you know, went up, 3 inches, but it's down 15 feet, so it's no big deal. Now, Colorado River is an absolute mess. There's a couple of great stories below, but the one that is absolutely insane is the Metropolitan Water District in Southern California wants people not to use outdoor watering for 15 days starting September 6th. Guys, this is it. This is the beginning of the twist, and then they're going to fine people, and then you're a water scofflaw. How dare you wash your car? You know what I mean? It's going to be that. So you're going to see the foreclosure look all over the place because people's lawns are going to be brown. But the killer diller part of that is it's really high-end areas. It's the South Bay. It's Beverly Hills. It's some good cities. So it's going to be really interesting to see if this holds up. Now, the other thing is Elon Musk with Twitter. Okay? He just won what they said was a minor victory. No, it was a huge victory because he asked to do interrogatories and depose 22 former employees. And here's the thing. They're getting leaks about what these people were talking about, but he wants all their communications in the company, which is fantastic. In litigation, you can get things like this. So what they're talking about is that these people knew that there were bots at Twitter. Okay? I'm telling you guys this, Elon Musk is going to own Twitter for a song. He's going to get it much cheaper because they're finally going to have to divulge that people are arguing with Twitter with these bots. The final thing is that Amazon. There are different Amazon warehouses here in Southern California. Think about this. There are warehouses in San Bernardino, California that have no air conditioning. It's the height of summer, guys. It is blazing hot out there. One of these places has 1,500 employees. It's their air depot where they basically pack the planes for shipments around the world. And 150 people walked out and said, I can't live in these conditions and work in these conditions. So 150 of the 1,500 people walked out. But that also led to different stories with UPS. And UPS is out there talking about how, do you know that those brown trucks you see driving around the country, that it gets to be 125 degrees in those cars? I had no idea those things didn't have air conditioning. So who knew? Okay. So you learn that now. So crazy. Okay. And again, you're going to see more of this stuff, with employee satisfaction and things like that. So please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Share this with everybody. Don't forget the email list. You can sign up below. And if you want more exclusive content from me, there's Patreon. Onward and Upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. And don't forget you can email me too if you want to ask any questions or you want to be a hero of the day like Don and send a super cool story in. See you guys soon.